Okay, you can see, yeah, he just completely dispatched that team. So fast that all my other guy didn't, none of them did more than 50 damage. Money, power, fame. Those are some of the things most people battle for in life. But we don't give a fuck about that. All we want to see is some Pokémon using their magical, mystical powers to kill each other, baby. And that's what we're here today, playing Pokemon Auto Chess. What is up, everyone? I hope you all are having a good day, because I am. And why am I having such a good day? Because I realized something really important. You know, I was talking in my previous videos, I feel like I'm not learning anymore. I feel like, you know, not the difficulty curve, but I'm just not getting anything new. I feel like I'm always playing the same way, and I was, you know, questioning myself, my methods, and the way that I play, and how can I, you know, play in different ways to get something more out of each game. But it turns out I realized I was learning all this time. I was just not realizing it. The thing is, when you, basically, all my general mechanics, everything that applies every game, I pretty much got it down. Like, you know, everything I learn now is going to be very specific to some comps, like what's the better item, what's the better unit choice, what's the better playstyle, how does it do into other comps, and, you know, those are things you won't see every game, obviously, because you won't be playing each comp every game. But for example, I've played, in the past, a decent amount of Psychic Fairy, right? And, you know, I didn't always get it to be right, but today I played a game with Azov Carry, and I immediately knew what I should do for it to work. Like, I focused mostly on attack speed and Red Orb, because he buffs his attack a lot. I focused more on the Psychic side than the Fairy side, because the ability power makes his AD gain scale, and that's more important than the on-hit damage from Fairy, and boom, I top 1 that game. Even though that's a unit I had trouble making work in the past. Oh, Artificial Start. Usually when it's like that, I don't pick any of them. It's a pretty, like, these are good items, but it's a pretty hefty cost. For 10 gold this early in the game, it kind of kills your whole economy, so I'm going to hold off on that. Let me check the light spot. Okay, in the middle's not too bad. So, what do we have? We have a pretty decent electric start. The only thing is we don't have a third electric unit, but we're just going to wait for it. You know, no need to roll. I don't really care. I didn't pick an artificial unit, so I'm not looking to win streak, because I will be at a disadvantage against the people who did. But yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, and then so I did that, right, was the Psychic Fairy game, and I was like, damn, I did learn, because that's a comp I had trouble making work before, and now I know all the ins and outs of it, you know? I gotten better at that. I'm just getting better at specific things. Same thing happened with a wild comp. I think, you know, when I started playing the game, I was always trying to force wild and stuff, and it was pretty middling, and I feel like I've seen my way to play wild transform from trying to hard save a lot of money and go hard 9 at the, you know, at the cost of having, like, bad units because I wouldn't want to spend my money, and then, you know, just try to win with Blood Moon, and then I realized the real good way to play wild is not like that, or at least I think it's not. Okay, we get something really interesting here, which is going to be Electric Light, which perfectly completes her team. So maybe we play Electric Light, you know? It's one thing that I wanted to check out this patch is, can Electric still hold up after the nerfs? You know, it's been tough. It has been tough. So I'm going to do something here. Just do the Pikachu like that. Boom, that's pretty good. Later we can see what we give him. We probably want a Shell Bell, and then Pikachu's been hella nerfed, so he won't be as strong in the early game, but I do think he can still hold up his own, like, it's just not going to be as strong in the following stages, because before you could get a light Pikachu start and just win all the way till you get your legendary to replace it. Now it's probably going to be a little bit harder. Like, the spell's damage has been nerfed a lot. You can see here it's 20, 40, 80 base. Like, it has some AP, so, you know, it's increased, but it used to be 40, 80, 120, which is so ridiculous. Or maybe it was 40, 60, 80... No, it was 40, 60, 100? I don't remember. Okay, so I had to cut the mic off here for a second, but yeah, we're gonna see how that holds up, because I do think Electric has received some pretty big nerfs. Tapu Koko's also been nerfed from 3 range to 2 range, so it's no longer like such a good, you know, carry for the comp. Before, you could, like, if you got Tapu Koko at the T10, you could basically say, I don't care about no legendary, I'm putting 3 items on that Tapu Koko, and he's gonna be my carry for the whole game. And it would work very well, because Tapu Koko's spell buffs your whole team. It's a team-wide buff that's very strong, you know. Team-wide speed buff, and so that's also been nerfed. So now, if you look at Electric's T10 options, you also see, like, the 2 new fossil units. They're kind of bad in Electric, like, you know, Arctozolt and Dracozolt, not very good for pure Electric, so it's kind of tough. There remain some very solid options, Plusle and Minin, Regieleki, Morpeko, especially Morpeko is really solid. So that can work, you know, that can help you out. But now it's not as easy to play electric as it used to be, you know? So we're going to see how that goes. If we're winning this round, I'm selling this. If we're not, I'll buy a bunch of stuff. I don't think we're winning, but you never know. Damn, we're not killing this. Okay, wait, never mind. We did kill it. Okay. Sell this Marie, make 30 gold. We can lock in the Magnemite. Even though Magnemite's not a very good unit, I want to hit... Okay, so we get some interesting choices here. I think I'm going to go with this. I could definitely get this scale and... you know what? Okay, here's what I'm going to think about. I won't necessarily play electric this game. I might pivot. So in that case, getting a Shell Bell is actually better. Not a Shell Bell, sorry. I do want a Shell Bell, but that's not what I'm getting right now. I'm into Pokédoll. Getting a Pokédoll right now would be better because it would open more choices at the T10 pick. And it's not that bad right now. This would be better for pure electric, but you know what? I'm going with this. And I'm going to say, maybe we don't play electric. Maybe. It's possible. It's possible we don't. We gotta stay flexible. And this is overall the better choice, I think. There are times like that where I think it's more rewarding to just be flexible rather than go all in or on something. Because I might not hit enough magnets in the whole game to play electric. And you know, saying this while not taking a magnet seems stupid. But you have to trust me on this one. Okay. Alright, so we will put in 5 electric just because that's the best thing we can put out. 5 electric, 2 lights. Doesn't mean we'll pick a portal of that thing. But you know, we don't want to be rolling and trying to go for anything else, especially since we don't really have a plan to get something else. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see what's going on. Alright. Let's see what everyone else is playing. So we got water here. Ghost. Oh, Ghost is really annoying. Okay. Gotta make sure, I mean, maybe he doesn't pick a Ghost unique. We'll have to check after T10. Ice, that's me. Water, lots of water players. Another electric guy. And sound. Someone's going for sound, perhaps. Okay. Okay, we got some interesting choices here. One big thing to note is nobody's playing ground, so steel is probably not going to be good. Nobody's playing rock either, yeah. We get more water, so see, this isn't good for electric, right? There's not really a lot of electric units that would enjoy this kind of stuff, so this might indicate that it's time to make a pivot. Now, even if it's time to make a pivot, it's probably still better to go in something that has electric, so you can still use it in case you want it, but you want to look at every other unique in the portal very carefully. If I saw a really good unique, like something like Fossil and Fossil, but there's not a lot of additional fossils. Okay, we'll see. Oh, Fomentis is really interesting. We could try a Fomentis game, or a Lurentis game. Okay, so see, here we get several very interesting options. Morpeko is a really good electric Pokemon that works well with those items, so we could use it. We have Mawile, which we are one circle away from Mawile's perfect items. Tapu Koko has been heavily nerfed, so I'm not going for that. And we also have the choice to pivot to this, to Fire Field potentially, but I don't think we have what's good. So it's going to be between Mawile and Morpeko, and I think it's going to be Morpeko because I did play Mawile just the last game. Morpeko's really good too, so with those items he's going to be pretty good, I think. We're just going to want to pick up some units here and move on. Yeah, just pick everything up and put a little bit into XP. We're probably leveling up, putting in 3 light back next round, and hopefully in 2 rounds we get a Sharkle and we get this Shell Bell. Shell Bell would be really good right now. Morpeko's still going to be good right now even without Shell Bell because it's such a strong unit. You can see the damage here. It's honestly one of the better uniques in the whole game. It has pretty solid base stats, pretty solid spell that increases its speed. So, you know, really good, like, synergy. Basically, the way speed works is the more speed you have, the more speed you get, it's better. Like, basically, if you start at 30 speed and you get, like, 10% bonus speed, that's not a big deal. Okay, we do get it. Excellent. Very nice. We're gonna get this and this, level up. And we're gonna put this in now. 3 lights, so this Morpeko is my solo carry. Everything else right now is pretty much for show, basically. It's just for the traits. I just only have them for the traits. We're going to do this. Clear our mind a little bit. It's important to keep your bench clear sometimes when it starts getting too... I say that and I fill it back up immediately, but it's just to have a clear idea of what I'm focusing on. Yeah, Morpeko going to be really good all the way to the late game. You can play it both electric or dark. I think electric's better because his passive like gives him additional effects on his triple attacks from electric. When he's normal, he inflicts paralysis, and when he's dark, he inflicts wound. Paralysis is the more relevant out of the two, but you know. Okay, you can see, yeah, he just completely dispatched that team so fast that all my other guy none of them did more than 50 damage. That's the level of carrying he is doing right now. That's incredible. But anyways, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, right. The learning curve of the game. Now I'm in the part where I won't be learning general skills anymore, or I will, because, you know, you never stop improving at these. It's not like you can eventually, like, just, you know everything. You can never know everything, especially with the way that the game changes every patch and everything, right? But I'm going to be learning more about how to play specific comps and specific matchups and specific situations that I'm going to be learning more mechanics. And that's why I felt like I wasn't learning anymore. Because these are things that take time to learn, and once you've learned them, these are things that take time to, you know, reflect on your elo. Because these situations don't come up every single game, right? But in the long run, they will make you win more elo, because you'll get more situations, you know, where you're proficient at. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, that's that whole thing about the learning curve of the game. Now let's focus on this game. So let's see if Electric can still be a good top 1 contender after the nerfs. You know, that's what I'm really looking to find out with this comp right here. We have a pretty good spot, honestly. Well, it's not a usual Electric comp, because usually what you do in Electric is you stack on hit effects and you use a range carry. But melee Electric carries like this Morpeko, look at him, he's so pissed. It's so funny. Can also be really, really powerful, you know, with the correct items. And these are definitely the correct items. I'm looking to make potentially Mana Scarf later, but right now I don't really have like a big spellcaster that justifies it, so I'm not slamming it. I could slam it on Lampent, it wouldn't be too bad. But the thing is, I never know what I'm going to be doing later. Like, I'm not sure of when I'm going to want to sell Lampent, because light units are so scarce. You know, there's not a lot of light units. So I might have to keep him for the whole game. We're just going to add in Ghost and Steel here, which Steel is pretty much does nothing. But Ghost, you know, the curse can always be useful a little bit. And Honage is himself a very good unit, so, you know, I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, let me open the damage tab once again. He's just going crazy. He's just going completely crazy. Morpeko, still good as ever. Morpeko used to be a unit I really slept on for a long time. And now I really realize how good he fucking is. Like, when I was new to the game, I played it like once or twice, and I quickly discounted it as, like, bad, because melee, electric, you know, you'd rather get Tapu Koko, you know? It's safer to attack from a distance. But no, look at the fucking performance he's putting on right now. He's my GOAT. He's my GOAT now. Alright, we can just keep pushing forward, honestly. We're winning. We're on a great win streak. We don't really, like, this Morpeko is going to carry us until Lugia, I feel like. We could roll, try to upgrade some of these babies, because we have a lot of unupgraded units. We can get another Pichu. We sold our Pichu before, you know. We can roll a little bit, try to, yeah, we get a Lowland Graveler, sure. Maybe we can put in Rock. Rock's actually pretty good to have. Oh. It's like probably one of the best splash synergies in general, so if I can pick that up, that's actually not that bad. If we can get a Lowland Graveler that we can use later. The Storm Rock is not that good, but it's also not that bad, so why not? Alright, so here we get some options, and I think I am going to go with Magnet, you know. We do need some attack speed for eventual, like, legendary, you know. If we get Zekrom, we can just give him this Mana Scarf, and he's going to be great with it. Like, no problem at all. Oh, we get the chance to check out for artificial items. We get Heartstone, which is very interesting, because that allows us to do this. And put in, like, to keep Electric 5, but get Rock. And Ghost. And Artificial. So that's pretty good. And Heartstone gives a hella shield. So this is pretty good, I'd say. Alright. See, with just like a simple unit swap, we've increased our team like a lot, I'd say. We've improved our team a shit ton, honestly. Okay, so we see that there's a Ghost player. So we're gonna need to invest in some sort. I should have checked that out before. I forgot to check it after Gyarados T10. That's one thing that I will always have trouble with, is adapting to Ghost players. Okay. So maybe he's not going to play full Ghost. You know, it looks like he's going to play full Ghost. I was checking to see if he was playing Artificial or something, but it does look like he's going the full Ghost route. Holy shit. We get Shinx so fucking early. That is really good. We can even take out Lampent. Now, we want to keep in Lampent, actually. We can take out... That's annoying. I want to keep all of these. Because all of these are pretty good for, like, different reasons, all of them. But that's amazing. We can definitely slam an Aqua Egg on him, I think. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna wait a little bit and see. Okay, I think we can let go of the Heartstone. Ultimately, that's the least important thing. But going from like 5 electric from 5 light to 4 light, yeah, that's really important. See, this guy's also playing Ghost, and now we get those curses off of us. So one thing that we're gonna have to keep in mind is that we want to put only 2 items on our legendary for no one, because if we don't, the curses are gonna go to our legendary. The way the curses work is that it prioritizes your strongest unit, quote unquote, and the way strongest unit is coded in Pokemon Auto Chess is your strongest unit is defined as the unit that has the most combined total of items, stars, and I forgot what's the last one. Like if there's a tie between stars and items, I don't know how it picks, I forgot, but yeah. Basically, if you have a unit that has 3 items and no other unit you have has 3 items, that's going to be your strongest unit, always. Now, if you have 2 units with 3 items, okay, what do I want here? I guess Seed, probably. Seed, and we're probably gonna make a Shiny Charm. And this is what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Yeah, I think... Okay, we're gonna see, though, because I want to see what Legendary I get before deciding. Right. We're gonna level up. Because we can, and we have a win streak to protect, and we get back this Heartstone, which is really important. Actually, we can even do something here, which is give the Heartstone to you. Yeah, we want Shinx to be tanky with that rock stuff. Okay, that's pretty good. The only problem here is, yeah, sell these 2, get back to 50 gold. I think Morpeko is going to keep carrying. You know, this kind of scenario where your unique just carries you so hard is just so convenient, because I can afford to be greedy with my items and just wait until I get my legendary to decide how to slam them. Might not have had that luxury if I didn't hit such a strong unique. Once again, Morpeko completely obliterating this team. He's not weak. He has a Azumarill. He has Swampert. He's been rerolling, you know. Okay, he is kind of... He's not that strong, but he's not weak. Tanamo, you know, seems like a really interesting unit. It's not a unique. It's just a commoner. Do I want an electric or light legendary? Probably electric, right? Because the light carry is always going to be more Morpeko. Alright, so we gotta take out a bunch of shit. There you go. That's 7 electric for a light. That's good enough for us. We could even take out 1 light to get less light portals. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. Ooh, Shuppet. Wait! I am so dumb. It's not the Lugia round. That's one thing I always do somehow. I don't know why. I always think that the Lugia round is gonna be the round before the Lugia round. I'm so stupid. I would have definitely won and kicked that guy out of the game, which would have been huge. If you get... whatever. We'll say we spared him. Okay, now is going to be the Lugia round. Right. It's because it's a little bit weird. Sometimes... whatever, who cares? Who cares? Just leave it like this. That's pretty good now. And we're going to see. Yeah, with 4 light, I think I would have definitely won. The defense buff is actually... sorry, recording cut off for a bit, but as I was saying, the defense buff is absolutely huge, especially when you have so many defensive units. Losing that from going from light 4 to light 3 was actually, like, very annoying. And obviously all the other stuff, like the rock stone and stuff. The rock stone? Is that really what I said? Anyways. You know what I mean, right? Okay. Okay. But yeah, overall, okay, that's kind of annoying, but we're still #1 in HP. We lose our win streak, though, which is kind of... oh, Fluffy Tail. Okay, that's really good, because now I can just slam all my items on my legendary and don't care, because I got a Fluffy Tail. That is very lucky. We get Fomentus here, which is also really good. So we'd want to get one of these electric portals. We honestly don't really care about what legendary we get, so... you know what, we're even going to take this electric light one, just in case we get something that warrants us going for that. Okay, we get this guy, which is electric artificial. That's going to allow us to get rid of some of these, I guess. So we get Thunderous, which is kind of whatever, I guess. I mean, it's not bad, it's not good. It's just Thunderous. We're going to do this, I think, right? And give him the rock. Are we in an electric region? Very good, so we can still find stuff to improve. Oh, we need Shinx in, though. We definitely need Shinx in. Maybe I can't have this. Yeah, I guess I gotta give up on that, which means... what it means. Okay, so we're gonna do this. This, and this. And I think that's gonna be good. So we're gonna mostly want to get a third item for Thunderous, so he's gonna be targeted by all the curses of the ghost guys. Because I was saying the way it works is it prioritize your units with the most items, right? And right now he's not my unit with the most item. Okay, so now what I can do is probably replace this Lampent with Cherubi. I gotta focus. This is not an easy decision to make. I think I want to roll a little bit, see what I get. Okay, I get everything at the same time, which is actually worst case scenario, because I have to figure out everything in the same turn. But that's okay, I did, because I'm good. Okay, we're gonna roll a little bit more. Don't hit anything. We hit a Ditto. We probably want to use that Ditto on Shinx, get Luxio. Oh wow, we're getting fried by this team. What is he even playing? That's Water 8, Water Dragon, I think. Yeah, Water 9 was Dragon. Right, okay. So the Volcanion just blew our shit up. That happens. We'll just have to spread our units out a little bit to avoid AoE damage. And we'll beat this guy, I think. Thunderstone could be interesting. Muscle Band could be interesting. Everything could be interesting, honestly. But we're probably actually getting the, not the Blue Orb, I guess. I was going to get that, but we can get the Razor Fang. Basically, we need an item for Landorus, so we're going to get the Razor Fang, because Razor Fang's really good for him. Despite him, Razor Fang can be good for units, even if they're not dark. Okay, that's what I was looking for before moving on. We can level up now. 5 Light is not really necessary, I would say. You get Resurrection, but it's like... you know what? For a unit like Morpeko, it's actually kind of good, I'd say. You know what, we're going to go ahead and get that 5 Light. So we do this. So now this guy's always going to be targeted by the electric guys. We can honestly just sell all of this. The problem with this Geodude is we can never put it back in, even though we have Heartstone. Can't do it. Or we can put it over Voltorb and then put in another artificial guy. But we'd have to give up on 5 Light to do that. So I think it's not the most optimal choice. Alright, let's see how we do against this sound guy. He has Odino, so he's changed all the spells in the game to Entrainment, which severely nerfs everything. But the thing with Odino is that, you know, basically when Odino casts Entrainment, it makes the unit who gets targeted have Entrainment as a spell. So that unit is out of the game. But the problem is that unit will then cast again and make one of your units get Entrainment. So it's actually not that good. I don't think Odino is all that good. Ever since it came out, you know, it never made a real big splash, I'd say. So, I don't know. Fomantis is more of a carry. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with my guts and just level up right now just to make sure. We're gonna lose a lot of money by doing this, but that's fine. If we can keep winning, that's worth it. We're gonna do this. Okay. So you can see all the curses right now are being negated, both by this guy and this guy, so we make short work of the ghost player. Boom, get the fuck out of here. We were pretty lucky in getting Fluffy Tail as our free item, I'll be honest. But, you know, kind of deserved. But you know what? There are other counterplay to ghost players than having NTCC items. I realized that the other day when I played a game with Ground and I defeated a Ghost Type player without having Fluffy Tail. I had Cleanse Tag, but Cleanse Tag is not a surefire way to beat it. The way I did it is I just didn't put 3 items on my best carries, and I put 3 items on units I didn't care about, like, too much, like Camerupt, you know, I used a Wonder Box on him and another item, and then I put 3 items on Stonejourner, which is, like, unprecedented, because Stonejourner obviously doesn't do well with items, but in this case it was justified because that made the curses go on him, and then I put both of them in the Cleanse Tag, so, like, yeah, it was a whole thing, you know. I wish I had recorded that game. It was a pretty intense game. Pretty intense comeback game. We get a Dark Stone, which is interesting. We could activate Morpeko's Dark, maybe. But the problem is we'd have to give up on 5 Light to do that because we'd need 1 more slot to add another Dark unit. And I don't think it would be that worth it. Let's see, who am I playing? Against Water and Ghost. So the Ghost player, I'm going to fry him. No problem. So I think I'm just going to get a simple, like, Assault Vest here and give it to you. So that he can tank a little bit against the Water player. And I think that's going to be my best choice. And now I just have to find that Shinx and level on and, you know, turn him into Luxio. And that's gonna be it, I think. Okay, let's see the damage. So the Morpeko is gonna die, but he will get Resurrection. Wow, he just got 1 shot again. But that's fine, because he bought enough time for Thundurus to just take over and win. Let's go. Very nice. We defeat the water player. The ghost player, I don't know, we'll see, I guess. Ghost is always strong, so... Ooh, we get Porygon. Porygon's so good, dude. Porygon's such a good unit. So if I play Porygon against Ghost, do I get all the curses? I'm really wondering. I don't think it would work that way, but you never know, so... We're gonna do something like this. A little bit more. Okay, yeah. This seems fine. This seems fine. Still having the Mareep is pretty funny. Okay, we kill the Aegislash, which was like one of the strongest Pokemon he had, and yeah, we deal with him pretty easily. Again. Yeah, you can see Morpeko is still doing more damage on my Legendary. Granted, I don't have very good items for my Legendary, but the reason why I was able to forego items for my Legendary was because I knew that I had the thing, you know? Against this guy, I could get... No, it's still the Ghost guy, so we can get another Shiny Charm, I guess. Shiny Charm's always a good item, you know? That's also something you pick up as you play the game more. I realized Shiny Charm is fucking insane. I used to think it was good, but just in Fire. Turns out it's actually just insane in every comp. Like, turning any unit into an immortal tank is, surprise, surprise, always good. Alright, let's try to at least get Luxio before we win this game. Just for style, you know. Or we can get Electabuzz. We could get Electabuzz. Maybe. Okay, here's the Luxio. Boom. Got him. That should be a clean win, I think. If I'm not mistaken, that should be pretty easy. So you can see, yeah, here my Electrode's drawing the focus of his Bisharp, and boom, the Shiny Charm stole him for so long. And now here comes Morpeko to kick Bisharp's ass. And now Morpeko dies, but he gets resurrected anyways, and we finish the job, and that's GG. Beautiful, beautiful game. So you can see, Electric, still strong. Maybe, you know, I'd have to try the other style of Electric, where you stack a bunch of attack speed item, and see how that holds up. But, like, Light Electric was like a carry like Morpeko. We did very well. We won our 10 elo. You can see, yes, I'm back above 1400. Thank you for noticing. Ooh, thank you. But, yeah. Okay, that was a pretty cool game. So I hope you enjoyed this game. And, yeah, I'm really excited to see how the meta evolves, you know? We beat the Ghost Player, which is a nice extra bonus for this game. And, yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time. If you're still here, thank you so much for staying till the end. You know, it means a lot that so much of you just love my video, just keep sending me support in the comments and everything, and like it feels amazing. I love all of you guys, okay? I want to make sure you remember that. Make sure to check out the April community poll that's still in the description. I haven't talked about it in a few videos, so I'm going to do it now. You know, it's still there, and the April community video is coming really soon. And with that being said, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace!